Hi everyone, my name is Aika and today's video will be a response to the last art assignment called Sorted Books. As a lot of you probably know, the art assignment is created by Sarah Green. She's John Green's wife. The last episode is called Sorted Books and this immediately grabbed my attention, obviously. The artist that Sarah Green talks to in this episode is Nina Katchadourian. She makes super cool artworks of sorted books and together they form a sort of poem. I will show you one that I just quickly grabbed from the books that I have in my room. Once upon a time I was on the road looking for Alaska just in case Eleanor and Park never let me go. It doesn't really make sense, but it's a sort of poem and it tells the story of someone who is looking for a girl named Alaska. I think books define who you are. Whenever I meet someone new, I usually ask what their favorite book is or what their favorite writer is and what music they listen to, because then you can just sort of see what kind of person he or she is. I don't have that many weird books on my bookshelf, so if I picked up these few of these random books that form this little poem, it gives quite a good image of who I am. It shows like two of my favorite writers. I like classics. This is sort of arty book and I really like those. It gives quite a good portrait of who I am, but if you were to pick some random books that I might have never even read, and then you perhaps think completely different about me. For this art assignment I will be creating three different kind of poems out of books from my dad's book collection. We have loads of books at home and most of them are from my dad, and I know my dad quite well. I think it'd be cool to see what kind of portrait I can create from him inspired by his books. It's about 2 hours after I filmed the first part of this video. I spent the whole evening just like going through books and making fun stuff and poems and just lovely things, and I had a great time and this is the result. So what I did is that I just went through all my dad's books. I wrote all the titles down in different colors because sometimes I already saw a theme or I already thought of a story while just scanning through all the titles. Then I wrote all these titles down, I cut them out and I just put them all on the table and I started mixing them around and putting stuff together that I thought would be nice. And then in the end I ended up with 4 different poems or stories or whatever you might want to call them. I figured out that I only had one sort of portrait of my dad and I had 2 poems that were really stories that just told a story, and then I had one poem that was just a weird thing and I just liked it too much to throw it away, so that is included too. So the first one is Diary of a Bad Year, Winter Journal, Story of My Life, Untold Story and How Not to Write a Novel. And this is a portrait of my dad because my dad writes stories, he writes articles or he wrote a book. So in his book collection you can see that he likes books and that he likes reading books about books, and this sort of little poem is actually a warning how not to write a novel. You don't want to write a novel about a diary of a bad year or the story of your life. That's not how you should write a novel. The second poem just tells a real story of a snow queen who takes lives and who takes your life and then you go to heaven. But what I think is funny in this one is that at the end it says life exclamation mark. So life is great, death is great because the worms carry you to heaven. I mean, that just sounds pretty cool. And then in heaven there are loads of prizes. The third is a story of boy meets girl, and it's kind of from the girl's point of view. There are women in the country of men, which is actually the reality nowadays, I think. And girl meets boy, and this boy is the last of the Irish males, but he's only interested in the body of the girl. They have love, etc. Doesn't really work out. So the bride says farewell, the man says honey don't, and she says my heart you bully, you punk, you only care about my body. And I thought it was how society nowadays sometimes is when it comes to love and when it comes to relationships between men and women. It seems like a lot of attention goes to the body of girls but not really to their heart and their feelings. And the last one, I just had a lot of titles that were very interesting but that I couldn't really do anything with. So I ended up making the poem, "The things they carried, everything you need. 2 cows and a van full of smoke, a grass harp and a tree of night. Possible side effects, other voices, other rooms, and the rain before it falls." Like a bullet list. These are all the things they carry, and I especially like the carry the rain before it falls. What I thought was great about this art assignment is that it works very like relaxing. Just go through books and just make funny things, and it worked really inspirational. I just pictured all these stories inside my head, and I think that whenever you have a writer's block, just go through your books and just pick up some random titles and put them together to make a poem, and you have your new character or your new plot line or just something random that can happen in your story, or that you can write about, or that you can draw, or that you can do everything with. So this art assignment, I think, is a very inspirational art assignment, and I thought it was great to do, and I hope you will do it too. I put a link to the actual video in the description, of course. And I think that was it for today. Have a very great day, and I'll see you later. Bye!